Hello, welcome to Tom's Tidbits. Today I want to go over the junk that we all buy. Fourth time recording this now. Now, ask yourself, does the item that you want to buy provide you any other benefit than dopamine? Dopamine, for those of you that don't know, is basically the happiness emotion. Makes people happy, people want to show it off, it's brilliant, it's a great feeling, and I think everybody should feel it all the time. Although I'm not, but I try my best. But they can actually be distractions from your goals and from the things you want to do in your life by buying the things that you think you need them in your life and you don't. And don't get me wrong, everybody likes to buy something and everybody likes an upgraded chair. Like my chair's absolutely knackered, but I don't need one right now, not yet anyway. But that would provide some actual what's the word I'm trying to think of? Oh, my head's gone fucking. I'm trying to say the chair would provide me with more back support. It would help me in the long run. But buying a sixth watch to wear is a bit daft, personally, I think. I get it. People like watches, and I get people like certain things, but they can be stopping you from, like, all that money you'd spend on stuff like that. You could have put that into something else which could be providing you with a better life. You just have to ask yourself, is it actually going to improve your life in any meaningful way? Is it going to change your life for the better, or is it just something that you want because it's pretty? Chances are it's going to be no. Okay, like the chances are is no. If you look around your home, just look around right now. I bet you can point to at least 10 things that you want to get rid of. Or that you think, why do I need it? Maybe not get rid of, but why do I need it? Why have I bought it? It sits there and does nothing. I get it, people like things, and you're allowed to like things. I'm not saying you can't like things, but I think a lot of people just use buying buying stuff as a dopamine release because they're upset with their lives and they're trying to hide something, so they buy things to make them feel better. But it's not making them feel better, it's just distracting them from what their actual problems are. Why do you need it? You don't need it. If it doesn't improve your life, what's the point? Well, let me get one thing straight. I'm not a minimalist, okay? I like to think I am, but I'm really not. Over the past year, 2 years, I've been clearing out. I've been clearing out the wardrobes, the areas, the corners where you put stuff you think, yeah, it's going to be great. I'll look back at that in 10 years' time and it'll be great. And you're like, am I actually, though? Am I really? You know, if you have a cluttered house or a cluttered area, it blags your head. You can't think straight. And again, it's all to do with distractions. You're distracting yourself all the time from the things that you actually want to be doing. People keep things for sentimental reasons, and I get that. I kept a lot of things for sentimental reasons, but slowly throughout the years I've got rid of them bit by bit by bit until I was left with one or two things where I was like, yeah, I'll keep them, and even those I got rid of. I sold on eBay last week because I figured it would be better to someone who's actually going to use it and appreciate it more than me, or for me just to keep it for the sake of what I thought it was. And it's always the memories of things that keep. That's what a sentimental thing is, isn't it? It's got a memory attached to it. It's got some form of emotion attached to it. But it's the memory that you hold on to, and sometimes the memory is always, or not always, sometimes the memory is better than the actual reliving of it. And I think a lot of people forget that, and that's why they keep onto things and they won't get rid of them. And again, I understand completely. I do, but for me, like trying to achieve what I want to do with my life, you have to make sacrifices. And I will look back and I will go, yeah, it was a good time. Whatever that item was, it was fun to play with, but I'm never going to play with it again, am I? Let's be honest. I'm just not. And let me use an example. So when I first started whittling down my stuff, I didn't think anybody would be interested in buying my stuff, my junk. I didn't think anyone would be interested in buying my junk. But you know what? It's amazing. It's actually amazing what people want to buy or what they will consider worth buying. Let's use an example. I used to collect Magic the Gathering cards. Big nerd, yes, I am generally. You can can see them up there. They're partly mine, partly no. I used to buy Magic the Gathering cards, and I had loads. I had loads of rares, and I had boxes, like literal big boxes and folders and everything of Magic the Gathering cards. And you know, when I was selling all my stuff, I thought, okay, right, let's have a look, see how much they're worth. And you know what? Some of them were worth a lot of money. And they weren't worth as much as what I paid for them. God, no, not by a long shot. But I managed to recoup some of the money that I'd originally lost. And I was able to put that into something that actually meant more at the time. So like my car insurance. At the time, my car insurance was ridiculous. I think I'd been driving like 1 year, 1.5 years, something like that. My insurance was into the thousands by a mile. And so, you know, when I made money off of eBay from selling my stuff, you know, it helped pay for my car insurance. It was brilliant at the time. And if I hadn't have if I hadn't have sold those, I would have been in a worse financial position now than I would have been then. And all I would have had was these cards. And these, let's be honest, they're a bit of paper with a bit of artwork and some writing on it and maybe some glitter. You know, and I get they're pretty and they're cool to look at, but what is the point other than that? If you play it and you're into that and that's your hobby, great. You know, I'm envious of you because I fucking love it. But I don't have the time or the patience to find a group to play with, or you know, have the money to invest into that sort of thing. Like, it's mad how expensive Magic the Gathering cards are. Anyway, I'm getting completely off of a tangent here. Now let's go back to the title of this video. It's the junk we all buy, right? In the short term, those cards brought me some dopamine, and they made me escape whatever troubles I had from the real world. But in the long run, the dopamine ran out of my life. It left. Those Magic the Gathering cards that brought me dopamine for a couple of days, a week, a month, if I was playing with them, that left, and I was left with a piece of paper. But, you know, you do things at the time, don't you? And that's something I think, you know, people look back and go, why did I do that? But at the time, it made you happy. So I don't look back and regret what I did, but, you know, it is true when people say you're not the person you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago, whatever. People change. We're an ever-growing, changing race, and that's something that will always happen. But if I'd have had some more sense, I'd have been better off putting that money into something more useful, like buying windscreen wipers for my car, so I can actually see out instead of looking through a smeary window and possibly crashing like a numpty. You know, would I rather spend 40 quid on some Magic the Gathering cards, or would I rather spend 40 quid on some brand new windscreen wipers that's going to save my life or someone else's life? And you know, then you got to go back and ask yourself, right, well, why would I pay for windscreen wipers when they don't bring me any dopamine? No, they don't, but this is me helping myself in the future, because that money isn't wasted. That money is on a use. It's on an actual consumable that I need in my life. And I think people spend a lot of money on things that they don't need. They don't necessarily need them, want them. They just look at them and go, oh, it's pretty, I want something new. You know, do you need it? No. Does it provide you any actual difference in your life? No. Then you need to stop buying it, because you could be putting that money towards something that you want to do, like driving or something like that. The people selling the junk will always be rich, because they know the people are stuck in a cycle where they want to buy stuff to make themselves feel better. It's even clothes. Why do you need 6 or 7 hoodies? You've only got one body, 2 at most. Again, people like hobbies, and I get that, and that's fine. I'm not knocking anybody, because I've got my own hobbies. I've got my own vices. But I'm the same. It's like with games. Like, when I was in a bad place in my time, I used to buy games, because that was my enjoyment. That was what I did. Where I would come home from work, pissed off, so I would play video games, and I would make myself feel better by playing video games and escape from the reality of my crap life. I was terrible for video games. I would buy video games all the time, loads of them. Steam sale, boom, buy all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I'll play them eventually, it'll be great. I'm guilty for having well over 40 games in my Steam library not having been played. And I'm pretty certain you lot at home are the same. Let's be honest, who doesn't have Steam games in their Steam library that they haven't played? It's just how Steam roll. You know, let's be honest. Steam roll. Hey, pun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm guilty for it. and I can't get rid of them. I can't sell them. And it's a reminder of stop wasting your money on the junk and start focusing on your life and changing things for the better. Because only you can do it. Nobody's going to come and help you. You've got to help yourself before people will help you help yourself. Stop buying the junk. Because I was terrible for it.